Hello, and welcome back to Frostbite Live. I'm your host, Jack Smicko. Hailing from the Falls, it's my pleasure to introduce to you today, Panharmonicon. Panharmonicon, thank you so much for coming to the studio today. Please, can you start off by introducing yourselves?
Yeah, my name is Marcel Smith. I am the lead vocalist of Panharmonicon.
My name is Jacob Gigliotti. I'm the drummer for Panharmonicon.
My name is Matt D'Amico, and I'm the guitarist for Panharmonicon.
My name is Luke Punch, and I'm the bass player for Panharmonicon.
Thank you guys again for coming in today. Do you want to start off by describing your sound?
I think there's definitely roots of metal in what we play, but we also try to give it a little bit more of a not quite a pop sensibility, but like something that isn't so just straight up heavy.
Yeah. Nice.
Marcel's vocals help a lot in making us like a little bit more palatable than I guess like a death metal band or something like
Yeah.
much more intense.
Yeah, for sure.
That sneaks in sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also big prog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can
Like I
definitely
come
tell.
from like Rush background. Like that's where I got my start. Tool, stuff like that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you guys want to go down the line and tell us kind of like what you grew up on, the music tastes?
Ooh, I guess I'll go first. A lot of like what you'd call hard rock, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess bands. I listened to a lot of Skillet growing up.
Oh,
which is kind of
that's a
embarrassing
new
to
one.
admit nowadays. I grew up in a very religious household, so it's all Christian bands.
Got it.
Yeah. But then, once I was, 14, I kind of dipped my toe into like emo music or scene music, whatever you want to call it. A lot of Asking Alexandria, Bring Me the Horizon.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. And
The natural
then,
progression.
A natural progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I started listening to a lot of thrash metal. And then eventually I kind of stopped being a music snob, as a 16-year-old being like, oh, I'm going to listen to the most hardcore shit. And I expanded my horizons. And now I listen to a whole bunch of different stuff. If you put my music on shuffle, it goes from, Cannibal Corpse to, like some Tom Petty. And then who else even? There's just so many things like Kendrick Lamar. It's really all over the place. It's some very old country as well. Oh, God, what's his name?
Oh, Hank Williams, Lil Waylon.
No. Anyways, it's very eclectic. It's all over the place, but I like it that way. It keeps
Amazing.
things interesting.
Amazing.
And I guess, like I said before, definitely prog based for me.
Yeah.
The only reason I actually played drums in the first place is because my first ever concert that I saw was Rush.
Amazing.
It happened to be on my birthday. That also happens to be Neil Peart's birthday. So it was super weird. And just kind of this moment, I remember the concert was on a Wednesday and I started playing drums on the Saturday.
There you go. What a
Yeah.
story.
So
wow.
it started with that. And that got me just really idolizing drummers like Neil Peart.
Yeah.
So that's why I started getting really into Tool and Porcupine Tree and all the Steven Wilson stuff.
Yeah.
Then I started to dive deeper into like more of like the death metal and I really like black metal as well.
Yeah.
I like the very icy sounding,
Yeah.
foresty metal.
Cool.
And yeah, I also do like a lot of rock music. Definitely. I also play in a funk rock kind of band.
Okay.
So there's definitely that side to me as well. So I like to kind of keep things groovy and heavy, I guess, at the same time.
Amazing.
For myself, I kind of grew up like whatever my parents had on the radio. A lot of Beatles. I remember like one of the first. They would always put music on during dinner, so like a lot of. There was like the Jim Carrey covers the Beatles. I remember that very specifically doing "I Am the Walrus," and it is super epic. I recommend it. But like just kind of stuff like that. And then high school went on. Like as soon as I got my hands on a guitar, it was like anything that was like those guitar gods, like Van Halen and Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, like. The kind of the go-tos, and then it's like kind of grew up. I always like I've never listened to the same thing. Like I'll listen to something for 2 weeks and then I move on to the next thing. And lately a lot of grunge, a lot of prog. I always like Tool, like Jacob and Rush, and we have those crossovers there in Black Sabbath. And nowadays like I like a lot of like Theo Katzman, the kind of like guy I've been listening to lately, but a little bit of everything.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Amazing. And Luke?
Same with him. Grew up on like what my parents would play on the radio. My dad's a big music guy, so he would always be blasting Pink Floyd, singing along in the garage like an idiot.
Yeah, of course.
But a good time. Always a good time. And then growing up, like, I have a lot of punk influence. Like, I love Blink-182. Always have ever since I was a wee kid. I like Bad Religion. I like the Misfits. Anything really. Like, I even listen to country and stuff like that. They told me it was a country band,
That's how they got you in. That's how
we reeled them in. Yeah.
That's how we reeled them in. Yeah.
Nice.
Anything goes, right? Like, music just makes you feel a certain way, and so I'm open to whatever.
There you go. And do you want to talk about the first song that you guys played?
Yeah, for sure. So that song is called 1789. There was a lot of debate for a while about whether it was going to be 1789 or 1787. but it's about the French Revolution, and the French Revolution started in 1789. Unless we got that wrong,
Yeah, no, I think we
So,
fact check it. I think we
you
got
know,
that.
leave it in the comments if we fucked up.
Yeah.
I wrote the lyrics a long time ago. I was in school. I was taking a history class, and we were learning about the French Revolution, and I thought it was pretty inspiring. So I wrote some lyrics about it, and then eventually, you know, Matt brought this riff, and it seemed to fit. So it kind of just, you know, coalesced really well. And you know, unfortunately, it's become rather relevant again. You know, with what's going on and everything. Not to get political, but yeah. So it's fun to see how a song I wrote quite a long time ago kind of has new meaning maybe brought into it as time goes on. So that was exciting.
It's got to be the first for Frostbite. We've never had a French Revolution song before, but we loved it. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And when did you guys start? Give us the lore of Panharmonicon.
So Panharmonicon, sorry, I can't even say our band name. Panharmonicon, which by the way, a lot of people have trouble with.
Oh yeah, we can give you a list.
Including you. Oh yeah, we can go deep on that.
Panharmonicon.
Yes. So we started, I guess me and Matt are the original members still. So we grew up down the street from each other, played bands in high school, and then we started getting into, I have a really good friend, his name is Chris. I play in many other projects with him. And me and him wanted to start something with Matt. I kind of introduced them. And then we used to also have a different singer. And so his style was much more screamy, much more intense.
Yeah.
So the very first songs that we wrote were like very heavy, very punk, very like going nuts. So the crazy part about sort of how Marcel came into the fold is that we parted ways with the previous singer. It wasn't really working out.
Yeah.
And then we found Marcel on Kijiji.
As all good things come to be.
Of course,
Kijiji.
always.
Yeah.
Got a great
Kijiji
deal.
Yes.
Yeah. We got a great deal, yeah.
Yeah, free 99. Bring
yeah.
him to my basement.
There you go,
I
yeah.
was, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It is what happened.
They sent me some of the songs, and then they're like, "Come jam with us." And I was nervous. I was
Yeah.
very scared.
As you should be.
Because, you know, walking into a stranger's unfinished basement.
Yeah.
But
For metal
thankfully-
music,
Yeah, exactly.
nonetheless.
Yeah, you know. But thankfully, things went very well. Things went very well, yeah.
Yes,
The-
were
You're
not
alive to tell the
murdered.
tale.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trick was that they were like in studio when I joined the band. So all the music was recorded. And so I had to like write lyrics and melodies to these songs. And then we went to studio probably about a month after I joined the band. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And the $1 million question, where does the name come from?
So we all play this game, Magic the Gathering, and we were playing one day, and it's just fun to even look at cards even if you're not part of the game, to like, oh, this is cool. Like, you know, there's dark kind of messages there that kind of feel like it could be totally a band name. And we came across Panharmonicon, and we looked up the, you know, like, what the heck does that mean? And then we found out there's this machine that Beethoven kind of invented with this other inventor. I forget the name of the guy that invented it, but it's like this thing you put in your house. So it has like it plays like one song. It has trumpets and drums and all sorts of instruments on it, and you hit play, and it does its thing.
Amazing.
So we thought there was kind of parallels to that as well, because we kind of like make stuff up as we go, and like anything's possible, nothing's off the table. We rarely say no when we're writing, of like you know, we're kind of open to wherever the song kind of takes us. So yeah,
Amazing.
Panharmonicon found us. Yeah.
Well, there you go. And please describe and go into your next song.
So the next song is called Abysmal Disposition. I think you can kind of see some of the influences that we have with some of the bigger like stadium rock, I suppose, right? It's very heavy-handed. It's got a lot of presence right off the top. There's not a lot of peaks and valleys. It kind of just takes you from the get-go and drags you along behind it the whole time.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of exciting in a song. And it's right there in the title. It's about having a really bad day. You know, you're waking up, you're not feeling too great. You're kind of seeing that life maybe isn't what you wanted it to be, didn't turn out the way you want it, and so your disposition's just abysmal. And it's about trying to deal with that and what that feels like, which I think is something a lot of people can relate to. I know I can. I think everyone here probably can. Yeah.
Can't wait.
life has for me. No fate, no destiny. When the days grow dark and life is dark, abysmal disposition taints the world I'm living in. When the days grow dark and life is dark, abysmal disposition taints the world I'm living in. Broken and healing, pain is all I know, with nothing to show. To my knees I fall, through despair I crawl, abandoned by all. When the days grow dark and life is dark, abysmal disposition taints the world I'm living in. When the days grow dark and life is dark, abysmal disposition, it takes the world I'm living in. Oh yeah, haunted by my thoughts, my mind turns to run. Reality is slipping away to the embrace of insanity.
Incredible, guys. Thank you so much. Now it's time for the hard-hitting questions. If Panharmonicon had a mascot following you guys around every show, what would it be?
Well, most definitely I can answer that one. we
Please.
have a rat.
A rat?
Yes,
The
he's-
name?
Remy,
Classic.
inspired of course by the legendary Ratatouille rat.
For
That's
those
his
who don't
name.
know.
Yes, if you don't know.
Imagine there's a rat, and that is Remy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah. It's good.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank
Great.
I feel it's
description.
worth pointing out it's not a live rat.
you. Mhm.
Yes, of course. Probably should point that out.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
people thinking we're
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's plastic.
Perfect. Remy the rat. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He helps
Well-
me play drums. He actually like prevents my kick pedal from moving, so he's like staring at me at all the shows.
Got it. He's helping you.
Taking him on tours with me before. He's come around.
Are you
like-
sure he's not like pulling on your like foot hair to make you play the drums better? Is
Dude,
that
actually funny enough? So it actually came from I played a Halloween show one time, and I dressed up as the chef Linguini from Ratatouille.
got it?
And so I got this rat to just like put on the drum kit.
Yep.
And he just became part of like the lore of the drum kit.
Beautiful. Amazing. Amazing.
Is Remy here tonight?
Of course he's here.
Maybe
Yep.
we can get a shot of that later.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get a shot of
Yeah,
Remy.
yeah, we gotta show Remy.
Over in the kit for sure. Well, if you guys could erase one song off of planet Earth and rewrite it or as your own, or you could take this as a double-edged sword and you could just get rid of the song altogether, never rewrite it. What song are you choosing? Love or hate, rewrite, or completely destroy?
I do not like the song "Don't Stop Believing." If that could just be deleted and never happened.
That's messed up.
I'm
Journey's really important to me as
Oh
well.
man,
That's really.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
then
told you I
what
have the worst
Yeah.
luck ever.
would
but-
people sing at weddings?
He's
you
an
know?
Eagles fan.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, that song is super cheesy in my opinion. I'm over it. I've heard it. I know I'm going to hear it the rest of my life, and I've accepted that. But I'm bitter.
Understandable. And are you destroying or rewriting it to be better?
I'm sure many would argue it's excellent, so it shouldn't be touched. So I'll just destroy it. Yeah,
Just destroy it. Get rid of it.
Like the ring. Yeah, I have to take it to Mordor.
Get it gone.
Oh, I mean, I don't think I'd destroy any song or rewrite any song. You know, I think I'm not a big fan of covers in general. You know, I think you should
Fair.
develop your own sound, develop your own music, and write your own art. And even there's lots of songs I don't like. I mean, obviously, no one likes every song in the world, but it doesn't, make them not important. You know, it's whatever. I mean, maybe Katy Perry's Peacock. That's a close one.
Oh, there is one.
That's a
If you
close
don't
one.
pick one, you're making him look like a dick.
Yeah, I think they're all great.
No, I mean, to be honest, I don't like "Don't Stop Believing" either. But it is what it is. You know, it's like you said, it's an important song to some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But you know what? Because I don't want to be a dick, just for Luke over here, I'm gonna say Katy Perry's Peacock, and I'm gonna rewrite it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewrite it with a Panharmonicon
You're gonna
sound.
make it.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. It'll,
Yeah.
it'll be like the
So
best song
stay
ever.
tuned.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cover incoming.
Cover coming
Coming from
soon.
Frostbite Studios.
Yes. Jacob.
So for me, it'd be more of an investment in the future. I would get rid of like Baby Shark or like one of those like kid songs that every parent that I know like
You know, like the Wiggles.
freaks them out.
Yeah.
You know, like it just like lives in their brain
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
definitely,
fair.
I'd make a little future investment there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Get rid of that
fair.
ahead of time.
Luke.
You remember that song? It's like, what's that? Crazy Frog? That shit?
Oh.
shit! I would delete that 100%. No rewrite. Nothing.
I'm retracting all my previous statements. You guys are making some really good arguments here.
Yeah, we're just destroing so many songs.
Yeah, but come
we're
on.
getting rid of so many.
Yours
That's
was
okay.
harsh.
Yeah.
They put effort into that.
Oh jeez. Somebody
okay.
else. Yeah, sure.
That is okay. Now, completely unrelated note. Do you guys have any dream collaborations? I'll let you think.
Yeah, that's
I stumped you.
That's a tough question.
I
My
stumped you.
opinion means nothing to them. I'm
Like
the
a
new
musical
guy.
collaboration?
Yeah, like a
Lucas Punch.
musical collaboration. I'll even one up this one. I'll say you can form your own supergroup.
Oh,
You gotta
wow.
actually. I'm gonna think on the fly right here. Great question. I'm so smart. Form your dream supergroup for the. You're playing the instrument that you normally play. So for Marcel, if you're singing, you need a guitarist, a bassist, a drummer. On your way through.
That's a
I don't
hard
know that
one.
many drummers, bassists.
That's
almost
fair.
Any bassists.
That's fair. Or
Well,
you could
thanks.
just.
I know
Or
Geezer
you could just
Butler.
do dream collab.
I have a couple ideas.
Yeah, please go.
So for me, I think for a bass player, I'd have to have Geddy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I know I said I love Rush before, and like it's just, he's the bass, I'm the drums.
Yeah,
It's got to be a
you
thing.
click.
On guitar, I would have David Gilmour.
Got it.
Now I haven't picked a second guitarist. I definitely want to have like someone doing rhythms
Yeah,
too.
Number 2.
But I know for vocalist, I'd actually pick. I'm forgetting his name right now, so I feel really bad. But the singer from Riverside, you know the band Riverside from
No.
Poland.
No.
They're just this amazing progressive metal / rock band. They kind of went more toned down later in the career, but
Yeah.
the early stuff. Like if you like Porcupine Tree and Stephen Wilson, like that kind of vibe, it's like right up there, kind of Dream Theater-y a little bit.
Amazing.
But that vocalist, like he's on point.
Yeah, amazing.
One of the super underrated.
Awesome. Anybody else got any answers?
I did think of a bass player, so I can answer this question now.
Please.
I mean, Les Claypool on bass, right? Maybe Marty Friedman on guitar. And then who's the drummer for Dream Theater?
Mike Portnoy.
Yeah, Mike Portnoy on drums. Yeah,
Amazing.
And we just make something weird, ideally.
Yeah, something crazy. You can also just go to Dream Collab if you can't think of all of them.
Thinking. Like,
Yeah.
For me, Dream Collab would be Kevin Parker. I love Tame Impala, and he's
Amazing.
I love his creativity, so I'd love to just be there and
That's
you know,
awesome.
see what the hell happened, right?
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
one guy.
That's it.
Just
Just
man.
one
Yeah,
guy.
that's the way Tame Impala is.
Yeah,
so, you know,
he's
that's
just
it.
one guy.
Yeah. I'm actually it shouldn't be there actually. So.
Yeah, you don't belong.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Wow, that's
Amazing.
such a hard one.
It is a tough
That's a
one,
dead.
yeah.
That's a deadly question.
Yeah.
Shit,
We
it's
can
gonna
come
take
back.
a-
We can
yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
We'll circle,
I got a
we'll
little.
circle.
I got a little tie-in too, so you get some more time to think.
Okay.
With Dream Collabs come Dream Shows. Where are we playing with these bands and collabs?
The Welland Kinnell Amphitheater.
Amazing.
It
great
needs something
choice.
interesting.
Yeah, it needs something to go down.
Talking about like dream places to play.
Yeah, dream places to play wherever, whatever venue. You can also just make up one, say like your grandma's front lawn or something.
No, I would play in. Oh geez, it's like a tie between New York City and Tokyo.
Wow.
Both are just like, because they're just like the kind of the pinnacle of like
Yeah.
success, you know, both on each side of the world, and like to play a show in any of those, I feel like would just be like so amazing.
Yeah,
I actually was just I went to Tokyo just a few weeks ago.
amazing.
Yeah. And I saw Linkin Park when I was there.
Wow.
Yeah. At
Yeah.
this huge stadium, and it was just amazing. And I was like, wow, this would be like a dream show, like to travel all the way here and to play and like to have people love your music.
The name of the stadium? Do you?
Saitama Super Arena
Amazing.
in Saitama,
There you go.
Tokyo.
There you
It
go.
was amazing.
Matt.
I've never been to Red Rocks, but I've seen a bunch of bands play there on YouTube
Yeah.
and whatever. It looks beautiful. Like if I play there, I can die happy for
Yeah,
sure.
100%. Red Rocks is a classic.
Yeah. That's what literally you stole
Yeah.
my answer. How dare
We can live our dream
you?
together.
Yeah, we'll
That's
be
okay.
there together.
Yeah.
the
That's your
collab.
dream collab.
Yeah.
That's the collaboration.
I'm the
Yeah.
newest member, so yeah,
Amazing.
dream collab, making
Amazing.
something new happen.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Do you guys want to kind of describe the next song you're going to be playing?
What's the next song?
Next song, Sky. Yes.
You take this one.
No, what do I know about
I
anything?
know you like this one. Yeah, go
I
for
do
it.
like this one. This was the first one that I learned how to play,
Well, there
and
you go.
yeah, I get to rip it a little bit. Well, all songs, I guess I do. But yeah, this is the first one I learned how to play, and it's probably one of the more like, it's a driving force. You know, it keeps going. But yeah,
Awesome.
that's it.
Amazing.
Sky.
I can talk about the lyrics a little bit.
I
Yeah,
don't
please
know.
talk about the lyrics.
I thought you said
So-
you
You
can.
did perfect.
Oh.
I thought you could
did
talk about the
amazing
lyrics.
work.
I was like,
No,
I don't
no.
know about the lyrics.
So it's just the song is basically singing about, you know, humanity always driving to go out, you know, and explore the cosmos, and kind of the inevitable price that comes with that, and then what could happen if we end up discovering, you know, things we ultimately shouldn't be able to see and learn, and how that might be the downfall of humanity. But you know, in a little bit of the doom and gloom, I like to put, you know, a little bit of positivity. So it's the idea that even when everything is ending and maybe falling apart, that something new can maybe kind of grow out of those ashes. So, you know, it's about what can happen if our dreams and our ambitions maybe get a little bit too big.
Amazing. Let's hear it. Amazing. You guys sound absolutely phenomenal. It's truly one of a kind. We have not had a band like you in Frostbite before. I just want to say again, thank you so much for coming to the studio. Now, on to the more serious questions. What do you want people to think when they see you play live?
That is a tough one.
That's a good one.
You're not lying when you say you're asking the tough questions.
Yeah, I'm getting in. I'm starting to carve deep here.
Yeah.
I want people to think that they need to hear more of us and go listen to us and become fans, ideally. Because we love playing for people.
Yeah.
You know, we've played some shows where there's not a lot of people there and other ones where there's tons, and the ones where there's tons of people are always better. So I want people to hear our music and decide they want to hear some more, I guess.
What was the question again?
What do you want
I got
people?
lost in that.
I got a little lost in that too. That was beautiful.
It's lost in your eyes now that I'm looking at
Yeah, 100%. What do you want people to think when they see you play live?
I want to go nuts right now. I love it when the audience just gives back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like adding on to what you said, like having somebody watch us, listen to us, be like, yeah, that's awesome. This is something different. This is cool. But like also just like, let's get into it.
Yeah, 100%.
I headbang a lot when I'm at shows, so I want people to also be doing that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not necessarily a heavy part, but just like really like
Start
getting,
mosh
in,
pit.
getting in the
Feeling
groove, you know? Start a mosh pit.
Literally what I was gonna
Get a
say.
mosh pit going.
There we go, yes, for the heavy parts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to feel how I would feel at a show and like feel entertained. Like I always hope people think like, oh, they're different, but they're not, annoying. You know, like not that I super
terrible.
care what people think, but like I want them to think we're something different and they can enjoy it too. You know, it doesn't have to all be, it's nice to have something a little flavor on stage. You know?
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Well, we did see you guys play at Camp Cataract the other night. We definitely thought all those things. You guys were phenomenal. I do have to say, if you are in town and they're playing, please go check out Panharmonicon. Go to one of their shows. Absolutely phenomenal band. And where can we find you guys? What are the handles? What are the ads?
Our manager's not here, so we actually don't know.
Well,
it's Panharmonicon.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Panharmonicon Dog Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Band.
Dog Band. Yeah.
We
We'll
if you
find
type
it.
in Panharmonicon into Spotify, I'm very proud to say we're the only band that pops up.
I was going to say,
Damn.
you guys
Nothing
came up
is
right
worse
away.
Up, yeah.
than when you look up a band name and there's like 50 artists called the
Yeah.
same thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. And what's next for you guys?
I'm new to this, so we'll see.
I'm eager to write more.
They've been
I'm
taking me
pumped
on
to
an
make some more
adventure.
songs. And,
Awesome.
We were just
you know.
outside talking about getting together to start writing some new tunes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We'll use some recording time here, eh?
Yeah. Please do. We would love to have you back. Yeah.
We could use it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much again. If you want to describe your last song.
The next song is Human Virus, and thematically, musically, I can speak on that. Like, it feels like I think our most like kind of proggy song, where it kind of goes through a lot of changes, and I really like how we can kind of touch a lot of different kind of angles in that song, but it all kind of still feels like on theme, and it's all part of the same kind of vibe, but the vibe changes all the time, so that's why it's exciting to me and what I really like about it. But
Awesome.
Yeah, like that. It's like the full spectrum in one song, because basically we have like, some of our heaviest riffs are in the song, but then also our like most chill riffs are in the song,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
somehow it just like is all woven together. I remember writing it was like super crazy. It was like kind of like a Franken song, like two songs that kind of just like got put together, but then it worked, and we just kept doing it, and it was a fun one to write.
It's
I
got
remember I felt
spacey,
really proud.
You know,
Yeah.
it gets into like space at
Yes.
at one
Psychedelic,
moment, you know,
yes,
and a little bit of
yeah.
psychedelic in there, you and your drugs.
It really shows the full spectrum of Panharmonicon.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, I know I said it a million times, but I do seriously want to thank you guys so much for coming in today. It's a pleasure to host you. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to hear your music. Can't thank you guys enough. Do we have any last words?
just thank you for having us. I mean, this
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so much
Frostbite.
fun.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is like 4-star treatment.
Yeah.
Not
This
5-star.
was,
Come on.
Yeah, we have some improvement
No,
to
no,
go.
it's definitely 5-star.
They had to
This is
drive to the store to
amazing.
get the booze, and they
Yeah.
didn't
He
bring
got
beer
lost.
back.
Yeah,
lost.
that's true.
We've
that's
been
true.
treated like so nice. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
this has been a phenomenal
Yeah.
experience.
Thank you
It's been
guys.
super
Would
fun.
recommend.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We
We're gonna
appreciate
put a
it.
review on.
Real professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, true professionals.
And for everyone at home, if you like what you're hearing, just Google Panharmonicon.
Absolutely.
You'll find us. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's Panharmonicon, not Panharmonica.
Yep.
And harmonica.
Panharmonic.
Yeah,
not
yes, hand harmonica.
Yeah.
We got that once.
Amazing.
Just copy and paste from the title.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear that last song.
Where can you go when you know there's nowhere to run to? Not living a life, just living to die. They've already got you. Day to day, there is no other way. We're living in fear. Is this the price we pay for modern society? Don't shed a tear. It's a beautiful day outside. A beautiful day to die. When you step outside, be prepared to die. When you step outside, you forfeit your life. We're under control by a hate-filled hole in the human soul. A deadly disease spread in humanity. Hate what you don't know. If violence breeds peace, then do what you please. A slippery